Chachomim. There are 4 types of Nedarim. Chachom say mutar means you need no HaTorah whatsoever. They're permitted. Ran speaks about this. Nidri Zeruzin. Person makes a neder, which he doesn't mean exactly what he says. It's only to encourage the other person, to motivate the other person not to be stuck where he's stuck, as we'll say. Nidri Avoy. A neder which means nothing. It's clear from what he said, it's an impossibility. Nidri Shkogos. Okay? Nidri, which is, it's a mistake. The whole thing is a mistake. He believes something to be, but it's not that reality. Nidri Onsin. Nidri Zeruzin. What's an example of Nidri Zeruzin? To be Mizaris. You Mizaris is another person. Ketzad. Hoyemoche Chofetz Chayfetz. Person was selling an object. Person says, I will not sell this item less than a seller. A seller is 4 dinarim. And if I sell less than 4 dinarim, the money is off limits to me. That means I will not benefit from your money. That's what he says. 4, nothing less than 4. Well, that's the way people speak. Right? Does he really mean 4? He's only 1 because he wants to get the highest price. Because the other person probably wants to give, 2? So how do you get him up to 3? By saying, I will not take less than 4, you get 3. Post minasela. Valo omer, what does the buyer say? Koinim sheni mosloch ala shekel. I will not give more than 2. But what does he mean? It's because really he says, I'm not paying 4. So he figures by getting to 3, by saying I'm not going to give more than 2. Shneim rotzim b'shloshim garm. They're both agreeable, they're flexible, they're both agreeable to sell for 3 and he'll buy for 3. But they're only speaking to, that's the way people speak in the negotiating context. Let's see the Ran. Avron dor mitur chachomim. You need no HaTorah whatsoever. I'm saying in a way that you shouldn't be, understand, you can't be inflexible. Nidri avoy, neder she'enu klum, neder which means nothing. Shame, how do we avoy? Shame v'shayis, in Hebrew, shame v'shayis. V'tagmin havoy yubur means totally desolate, nothing. Has no value whatsoever. Listen, the seller says, the money is off limits to me. It's less than 4 dinarim, your money is off limits to me. The buyer says, I will not give you more, if not, then the object is off limits to me. If I give 1 cent more than 2 shkolim, 2 dinarim, the object is off limits to me. So now Shneim Rotza b'shlosh dinarim. Mishnah says they both were agreeable to pay 3. Although the mocha, the seller, said 4, which is a seller, he was originally agreeable to 3. He doesn't want the buyer to be stuck with 2. Shama Beis Dinorim, she asked him l'shlosh, he wants him to be flexible, to be able to move up to 3. The buyer also wants 3. She asked him, he wants him to come down from 4 to come down to 3. Therefore the neder is not a neder. The time in the milsel, this is the way in negotiating, that's the way people speak. So, but the words that they said mean nothing. Shemochi lo mikru dvarm shalev. Therefore, it's not called dvarm shalev. We say, well, but you said that. No, we say with certainty they didn't mean what they were saying. So that's the reason why it's dvarm shalev. Garsim b'Yushalmi. So here the Ram brings Yushalmi. Omer Reb Zira. Hadod the tema of shem amidim. That's only if they're agreeable. They said, well, we said that, we didn't mean that. Avon b'mamidin. Let's say, no, when I said seller, I meant the seller, and when he said 2, he meant that. They stick to their words. Right? Avamidim, tzrichen hetach, and then they have to go to a chochem. That's mamidim. Normally we say, a person says, well, I didn't mean that. It was only the way you negotiate. But let's say, no, when I said 4, I meant 4. This guy, he doesn't give away ice in the winter. Right? Pirush ein mamidin, dvorim she'omer. 1 second. Zayin. Rega. I'll just get to the she'omrim. Dvorim she'omrim shlo nodru b'davka el lezaris. Av mamidim divreim no ma she'b'davka nodru. Mamidim means they said, no, we meant what we said. Tzrichen et chochem. That's the Yerushalmi. That's the Reb Zira in the Yerushalmi. Bekosha beinai. My kamashmalon. What's the chidush? What is he telling me? Reb Zira, my kamashmal Reb Zira maslisnik. Diktoni shneim rotzen. What does the Mishnah say? What's the reason why it's not a neder? Because we say in essence they were agreeable on three. But the inference is, but if each one said when I said sell, I meant the seller. And the other one says when I said a shekel, it is, then it is. So what's Reb Zira adding to Reb Zira's and Amora? It's a Mishnah. The inference of nearly Kamash Malon, the Rotzen Meikora Koma. Well, the Rotzen, the Meikora Koma, Velo Rotzu, Kidishaklin Vitarinon, the Gemara. Rotzen means that initially they never meant that. Sugar Sinon, Hosam Hoyamamid Eitzel Zeitzel Zer, Eitzel Hoyamamid Eitzel Zer, Beitze Ein Mamid. Keva Shebotl Eitzel Zer, Botl Eitzel Zer. What does that mean? Let's say one person says, I'm flexible, the other one says, no, I meant it. Hoya Moche Chofitz Lishnayim. V'oma Konim She'eni Poiches Lochem in Asela. V'yebedato Lidor Lechod Mehem Bedavko. U'lechavero Kadei Lazar. One person, he made it says, for this person, he says, I meant this, you this. Ruvain, when I say a sell, I mean a seller. For Shimon, I'm flexible. So it doesn't mean A or doesn't mean B. So now the question is, if it's not specific for one, could it be specific for someone else? So he says, "Ulhavero kadei lezeh kevin shebotel eitzulzeh botel eitzulzeh." You this? Because since it doesn't mean selah for Shimon, it doesn't mean selah for Reuven. Can't mean it either means one of them. Can't mean both. V'niris kshein mamidin v'daynu l'shloshet dinorim yocha litno bepochs mishloshet. Now, what about we said he meant when he said sell, he didn't mean he meant three. Let's say he says, could he sell for two? He could. Because if seller doesn't mean sell us, if all intents there's no netter. So if there's no netter, I could give it to you for a penny if I want. And if the buyer wants to give more than three too. Because when he said shekel, what did shekel mean? Shekel didn't mean shekel. Shekem shemashros hanet enel lezares api sheskimu belibom the gimel dinorim. The seller can't give it for a shekel. Meaning, even though they didn't mean that, but they said they definitely what they meant, not more. I will not give it for less than seller means, but not for a shekel. And the other one said, when he said not more than a shekel means not a seller. Okay, tiny with seftin mechiltin, af nedorim shomer mutorin. He says even though we said all these nedorim are not a neder, minayin shlo yodem node behen kidei levatla. How do we know? But it's still the wrong thing to say, right? You know, there's a concept. No, you say something, you should keep your word. Not within the context of what of neder. You say something. Talmud lo yachal dvoro lo yas dvor chulim. You say something, you should keep your word. You shouldn't make your words take them lightly. Even though it says Durham Heitiru Chacham means that's only regarding you don't need Torah. But is it the right thing to do? It's the wrong thing to do. You know, well, but that's the way you speak. But it's not being truthful. Instead, you say one thing, you mean something else. So in terms of proper, it's not proper. Are you bound by netter? The answer, you're not bound by netter. No. In this case, it's not a net because that's the way of business, but it's the right way to speak this way. It's not. It's lacking refinement. It's not the way. Okay, let's see the Gemara. Arba nedarim b'tidu chachamim. Amalei Ravaber Baba. Amrit lam nishmei de Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya. You said to us the name of Rabbi Yehuda Nesiya. Man Tana Arba nedarim. Who's the Tana of our Mishnah Arba nedarim? Which means need no Torah. Rabbi Yehuda, it's going like Rabbi Yehuda. The Omer Mishum Reb Tarfon, we had this mentioned before. Reb Tarfon says like this. Rabbi said name Reb Tarfon. It says by Nedarim, by Nazir, it says Ki Yafli Nino Neder. That when you make a neder, you can't make a neder on a Nazirus on a Tanai. It has to be clear from the first moment. It is or it's not. So over here, what is it? It's the guy says, I will not. It's off limits if. So what is the neder? So there's a hekish. We have a hekish between the Dorim and the Nazirus. So just by Nazirus, Rabbi Yehuda says a netter on it, a Nazirus on the Tanai is not a Nazirus. Of course, it says lahafli. Lafli means it has to be clear from the first moment whether you are or not. Identify Nedarim, when you make a neder, it cannot be a conditional neder. No, we don't rule. This is Rabbi Yehuda. He said, the Gemara wants to say, our Mishnah, that it says the reason why it doesn't need a Torah, because the neder from its inception wasn't a neder, because it has to be clear that it is a neder. There's no such thing as a conditional neder. Rabbi Yehuda, Da'amam, Mishum Rektarfa, Lo'olam, Ein Echod, Mehem Nozir, Vishal Nit Naziris El Laflo, because Naziris initially has to be said clearly. And since there's a hekech between the Dorim and the Zerus, says Nazirus on tonight is not a Zerus, Neder is not a Rabbam, no, I feel Tamer Rabbonim. I'll tell you it's called like the Chachomim, that a Zerus on tonight is a tonight, but yet over here still, the Nedarim mentioned the Mishnah, the Nidri Zeruzim is not a Neder. Why? Mikton Shneim Rotzu. Shneim Rotzu, it doesn't say. It doesn't say in the Mishnah. Two of them they wanted. It says Rotzin. This is the way, it's a negotiating point. It's not a conditional. It's not Rotzin. Since initially they always want this, when they were negotiating back, that they were agreeable initially. It's not conditional. Meaning their intent was never to make a neder. It's not a conditional neder. They never meant to make the neder. Let's see the Ran. The Fishal Nid Zirus Alaflo Hodin Linadorim, it's the same thing, the Ishkush Linzirus. Lochayla Keni Kabab Lotan Hilkoch Mocha Lokach Shetolin Dorm Betanai. They said if Apisha Ovru Altanom Lob Chaylin Dor. Rabba no, I feel them Rabbonim. Bigtan Shneim Rotsu, does it say if they wanted Klom the Basis the Nidris Ru Labishum Haflohi. It's not because it's a conditional matter. El Mishum Shishomu Chachom Dait, they evaluated their intent. Shlo Noju Bedavke Elizaris. Wrote it all along, they were agreeable. It's not the if, it was only a way of expression. The Miktan Rotzu Shemashvu Rotzu Libsof, they agreed at the end. That it's not they changed their mind at the end. All along they were Rotzim. That was their intent from the first moment. Shem Rotzim Ketoni, Demash Mitchila Vatsof, okay? Kashali. Now the Ran asks a question. He says, initially the Gemara believed that the reason is because when you make a conditional neder, it's not a neder, like Reb Tarfon. Loma le lemisti shneim rotzim b'shlosh dinorim rotz lebesov kamar kloimish niskayim mecha b'shlosh dinorim afil noslu moche b'shekel o shnosen lekach lokeach sela nidro botel came shabas nidro lo hoya mizbara dovrim yochol imlav. He says in question, what's even the consideration that the Mishnah is going to Reb Tarfon? It says in the Mishnah because they meant three. They meant three. If we're saying like any conditional neder is not a neder, that's the reason. It's not because they agreed on three. It's a conditional neder. Let's say when the man said a neder, a shelah, he meant a shelah, and the other one he said shekel, he said and not more than a shekel, and he meant if. It has nothing to do with agreeable because they wanted three. A conditional neder is not a neder, like a conditional zirus is not a zirus. So how could he even consider reading the Mishnah that the Mishnah is going to grab tarful? You have the question. The Mishnah says, what's the reason why there's Ruzim? Because when they said selo or shekel, they both were agreeable on three. Has nothing to do agreeable on three. A neder on the condition is not a neder. Finished. V'nira beinai. So he says, so Ran answers. He says something. The Torah Busa Ketoni. The Tan is telling me a chidush. What's the chidush? Lo mi boy b'shnayim b'shav malchim b'derech. You have two people traveling. This is Reb Tarfon's case. Ruvain says, I'll be a Nazir if this is Chaim. The other one says, I'll be a Nazir if this is Shmerel. It's not Chaim. So what is it? It's dependent. Is it Chaim or is it Shmerel? Yes or no? One says, I'll be a Nazir. Of course, it is Chaim. The other says, I'll be a Nazir if it's not Chaim. Okay? So what's V'omar Chavero? Hayim Nazir she'eno. Then Echom Mem Nazir Reb Yehuda. Why? He says something. Over there, could have they both been Nazirim? No. One says, I will be if it's Chaim. The other says, I'll be if it's not Chaim. So no. So therefore, only one of the two. Which one? We don't know which one. So because you don't know from the inception which one, Rav Tarfon knows that's not, you can't be a Nazir. V'came shebotel eitzel zeh, botel eitzel zeh, shemishor rishonim, yotzei Naziris levatola. Because initially when they said, both of them initially could not be Nazirim. It's either Reuven or Shimon. What about we're dealing with a seller and a buyer? Let's say they both agree. One says a seller, the other one says a shekel. I will not sell for less than 4. The other says I will not pay more than a half. And they both go up to 3. So if they both go up to 3, that means the netter's effect that comes upon both of them. See, that's not so poshut. Maybe their Tarfa will agree. Maybe the netter is a netter. By Nazir, where it's yes or no, so then, if it's yes or no, it's not a netter. It's not a Nazirus. But here it's not a yes or no issue. Because let's say they both agree on 3. So then the seller can't benefit and the buyer can't benefit.
Right.
So maybe Rav Tarfon holds if actually from the very beginning we understand the netter could be a netter. It could be effective restricting the seller and the buyer. Maybe Rav Tarfon would agree there the netter's a netter. On that, the Tana tells me, so, no. That's what the first answer is telling me. Reb Tarfon, even that's lacking in that flaw. It has to be exactly the way you said it. And since it's not clear how it's going to turn out, we don't know what's going to be. Is it going to be a netter? Not going to be a netter. Even though it's possible it may be on both of them, that's still not clear enough. Now the Gemara has a new shayla. The Mishnah gives an example. What we say, why is it need to use ruling? Because that's the way people negotiate. I say, I'll sell to you for a seller, and if not, I will not take your money. The other one says, I will not pay more than a shekel. So we say, seller means I'm agreeable for 3, and what's name means I'm agreeable for 3 also. Shekel means so. What about a person who says, I'm not agreeable to pay more than a shekel and a penny? Mm-hmm. So when you speak in such specifics, then this is not a negotiating point. Yeah. The question is, does he really mean what he says? So then what would be? If you hold not like Reb Tarfon, I'll say, maybe that's a netter. Yeah. Here we say, because that's the way people speak. They speak that way. But did he really mean what he said? Never meant. But if the person's down to such small details, maybe he means what he's saying. It's not that because people normally don't negotiate this way. That's the question. If nobody ever speaks this when he says that, then it's a netter. This is not just a negotiating firm. So that's the Gemara's question. He says, I will not take less than, I will not take tfei misela, v'lo ome botz mishekel. I will not pay less than the shekel. Nidra ave o zirus ave. Let's see the run here. Tfei misel klomish ome koinim sheni poiches l'chom min hasela upruta. I will not give you less. That's what he says. If I give you less than a sela, poiches min hasela upruta. No, and a pruta. I mean, I'm charging you now a sela and a penny. Right. If I give you less than that, then I will not benefit from your money. I will not add to that shekel even less than a cent. Right? Since he's being very so specific, here he doesn't mean just a negotiating way to speak. He means this is the real thing. Yeah? He says, I will not take less than 5. Now, he didn't say a penny. Yeah? Because when a person, we're talking about the discrepancy. If we're only 2 away, if we're already so far away, like let's say I have this item. This item, let's say, normally the question is, costs $2 to you. I said, I will not take less than $10. Nobody talks this way. I mean, and the other side, I will not pay more than $2. The difference is so great. Each one means what he says. Because if you're close, you say that's the way people speak, more or less. What's that? Everyone didn't ask any. He says, I'll pay. No. But he says, I'll pay whatever you ask. Said he says, Armei shekel kesef, my beini beinoch. Right, what's that? It means nothing. And he would not take only the largest newly minted coins. Now, Avram paid it out. What? There wasn't negotiating. He didn't negotiate. Ephron didn't negotiate either. He's willing to give. I'll take as much as I could take. He said he gave him as a gift. A gift means he's not asking for anything. Okay, so the second shot is when discrepancy is so great, that's not an exaggeration. Either that miamri kevim rachi kulahai bedafke noder. Okay, so let's go a little further. So that's the question. Omale, so he said, Tanina, we learned in the Mishnah, person's on a person, he's pressuring. I want you to accept an invitation by me. An invitation. Come to me for a meal. Omalo, so the man wants to get him off his back. Says, Konein be beischo shani nichnas. I make a netter, your house is off limits to me. So what is he saying that for? Of course, the man doesn't want to go to eat in his house. Tibas soine shani toyim. I will not drink as much as a droplet of water. The man didn't offer you water. He wants to host you. Hear this? He's permitted to go to his house, although he said, Koinim beischo olai. And he says, I will not drink a droplet of water. He's permitted to go to his house, and he's permitted to drink a droplet of water. Why? What he meant to say, I will not eat and drink by you, but a droplet of water is not, going to the house is not. He said something which is minuscule. Mm-hmm. So if you're that detailed, maybe you meant what you're saying. That's the way people speak. People speak this way. So you see, so on that he said, no, maybe not. We find midami tzonein. Hear this? Tzadikim, when a person says, why don't you have a sip of water? Like Abraham Avinu. But it's tzaddik when he speaks, when he says, I'll take a little, he means he can give me a lot. So therefore, he means what he meant to say. So a little means a lot. That's why over there. But over here it's a question. Because he was so detailed, maybe he really means a netter. Don't poch misel of yosal shekel komar. Uzun odilmo davka komar. Vinidrave. Tiboy. More leaves it teku. It's left unresolved. Tiboy means it's left a question. Let's see the run. Shlo is kaving. Eloshem achlu shti on the first side of the page. Avagav did nochis lidiyuko shinsrachi karbi masha ho yorotza chavero shiochal. Man wants you to come to eat. Right? He never said you shouldn't come to I want you to come to my house, or I told you I want you. So why did you say even a droplet of water? I will not come to your house. I will not drink a droplet of water. We say it's not that. Whether it's a penny or more, no comparison. Hilkoch mistafi hai. So why does the person say a droplet? Because he's worried. When you say to me, you're going to give me a droplet of water, you're going to bring me in. You know, that's only a way to bring me in, to accept a meal from you. The modele betiba sona shiachileno harbe. Mishuachama tiba sona lav davke. He doesn't mean tiba sona, because to a tzaddik, tiba sona means I'm going to give you a large amount of drink. Elo aval hochad leko meimarochi. Here you can't say that. Did you mean what you said, or didn't you mean what you said? Dilma dafka kama v'lo lazaris v'lo ifshit bayun. It hasn't. This question is not resolved. V'naktil l'chumra sovit derais l'chumra, and therefore a person says this way, we leave it. No, you leave it l'chumra, because it may not be nidris ruzim. Okay, further. Omar Rav Yudom Rab arba nodrim arba nidarim halolu tzrichin sheil l'chochem. You hear this? Rav Yehuda says, name Ravasi, these four Nedarim, the four Nedarim mentioned in the Mishnah need HaTorah. Someone says, Ki'amida kami de Shmuel, when he said it over, Rav Yehuda said it over to Shmuel, Ravasi had said, Oma Tana Toni Arba Nedarim Hitiru Chachomim. It says in the Mishnah, Hitiru means it needs no HaTorah. But Amrit Tzrichin Sheila. And you're telling me you have to go before a Chacham to be Matin Neder? It's contrary to a Mishnah. Here Shmuel says, how could you tell me Ravasi that these four Nedarim? Need HaTorah. Need HaTorah. The Mishnah says they don't need HaTorah. Oh, Rav Yosef Rav Yosef says it differently. What did Ravasi say? Meaning, we're talking about charota. You know, you could be matined one of two ways. You could be matined through a Pesach. What's a Pesach? If I would have known, I would have made the neder. Charota means you regret. You're aware of everything, and I regret that I made it. So meaning, the Mishnah is speaking about you don't use charota. It means me'ein. Elkein arbon dormalo. Ksover. What does that mean? Poschin becharoto. Poschin becharoto. Meaning, you matin neder similar to, what's the Mishnah? The Mishnah means I never really meant what I said initially. So the Ran explains, it's very important. Judah. A person goes, and because he's angry, he says, he makes a neder out of anger. Later when he wants to be matin neder, it's not because he became aware of something else, that's why he regrets he made the neder. The reason is because in a state of anger. And then if you could have spoken from today to tomorrow, man says, I will not go to his house on any circle. You calm down. What has changed? He calmed down. He knew he would calm down. Doesn't make a difference. When you're in a state of anger, that's what I want. That's charota. I regret I made it because I only made it in a state of anger. Pesach means if I would have known a certain fact, I wouldn't have made the neder, period. I was unaware of a detail. If I would have known it would have upset somebody, I wouldn't have made the neder. Right? That's Pesach. That's Pesach. That's not charota. So the 4 nedarim that we speak about in Mishnah, it was never neder from get-go. So what he say over here, you could be matin neder with a charota. Charota means nothing has changed. It's like from the start. Right? What has changed? I calmed down. Has anything changed? Meaning, although it's not Pesach, we allow you to be matin neder with charota. Ksobar. Omer Rav Yehuda Ravasi in Chochem Rashoy Lahatir Elokein Arbo Mdor Malolu. Ksobar, you have to go over here. Ksobar a postin becharota. Let's see Rashi. Ein Chochem Matir Elo Kein Arbo Mdor Malolu. Klome Shein Lo Lahatir becharota. Hear this? Elo bepesach shaneder shu niter bepesach mochiach mitocho shu neder betos. Hear this? How does a chochem matir a neder? Where you show from the very inception it was a mistaken neder. Vavi kein arbod nedarim. When the man said 4, did he mean selah? He didn't mean selah. So what's a pesach? When I said that, I didn't mean that because it's mistaken. I only meant it because. So now when I realize I made a mistake, I didn't mean what I said. They both become void. It's a different approach how to void the neder. Pesach means I wasn't fully aware of all the implications. That's not charota. It's not a regret. No, you do have to, unless it's openly blatant, right? Let's say I said that my house is off limits to you, and he realizes it's his father. That's nidra shkogin. It's nothing. I only said it's off limits because I thought you were a stranger. It turns out you're my father. Netter's not a netter. You don't need HaTorah's chochem. Because that's clear, it's a mistake. It's off limits to you, John Doe. Turns out it was his father. No, he's saying, no. A netter is a netter. It's a good netter. Now I want to be matter. So you can matter in one of 2 ways. Let's say I made a netter, and because I made the netter, I upset my father. Because he sees me in a denied state. And now I become aware that my father is pained that I made a neder. That's Pesach. That's not charota. I mean, you regret you made it because you pained him, but if I would have known initially that I would pain him, I would have never made the neder. Charota means I was fully aware of what was going on. I just calmed down now. Then I'm not. What he says, that you shouldn't use that approach to nullify the neder. We'll see from it's only Drabanan. It's Drabanan. On Torah level, you can be matin neder with charota or Pesach, either one. No, you can matin Naziris. Sure, you can matin Naziris. No, you can be matir. If I would have known that we had earlier, right? If I would have known that whatever it is, it would cause me such pain, so that It was so difficult, I wouldn't have made it. If I would have known originally. But that's really, it's charota. That's charota. I didn't realize it would be so difficult. So therefore, you're regretting that you actually made the neder. But that's charota, which is like Pesach. The Ran's going to make a differentiation. If you hold, there is a type of, if you do it on Basrabi, that means every Jew in the world has to agree that the neder should be nullified. You can't be matzadak on the neder. Because you can't get every Jew to agree. Okay, we'll see. So let's see the Ran inside. When you show there's a fallacy in the original neder, now he goes to explain why is Pesach ben Charota. The other Pesach ben Charota, if you call neder shu niter b'Pesach, a neder that you undo with a Pesach. That means there's a flaw in the actual neder originally. If he would have been aware initially of what you're saying now, he would have never made the neder. Therefore, it's a mistaken neder. But a neder which is based because he regrets it. If he would have known this initially, he wouldn't have made the neder. Let's say initially, I made the neder because I was angry. Oh, b'bnei mihirus, I wasn't thinking. No darti. Now I have regret and anger. I made the neder. Omali liboch. Okay, let's go further. So if we're saying over here, it has to be similar to Nidre, the Nedarim in the Mishnah, which from the very inception was in the neder. So evidently, Ravasi holds ein posum micharoto, who does lekami de Rafuna. This first comes before Rafuna. Omale libo chaloch, omalo lo. He says, when you made the neder, were you thinking? Were you thinking maybe? No. We think maybe it was in haste. So he says, omale lo. He says, no. Bishar, he was matir. Mean charota. Right. You know, if I would have thought, I regret I've made it because I wasn't thinking. Right? Hahudi osel kami duraba barafuna. Omale ilo hoya sor b'nei odom shifaisucha bosasho. God, man was angry. He says, if you would have known that originally you had 10 people who could have calmed you down, meaning that would have made the neder. Omale lo vitiro. Again, he was matirit. Vitiro, he was matirit. Let's see what's it based on. Gimel here. Afuna sav pesach mecharota, savar pesach mecharota. Okay. Tanya, Rav Yehuda Omer, Omer lo laodam, leiv zeh olecha, Omer lo ilav, matir lo. Shober, Rav Yehuda mishum oviv, Omer lo laodam, ilu hayasar b'nei odam frusuch b'os shobi. Dar imam alav, matir no so. Here he says, if there would have been 10 people who would have calmed you down, who would have appeased you at that time, would have you made the net? Imam alav. He says, no, matira no. Okay? Hauda osla kame, the Ravasi Omale, could do tohiso. Yeah? He says, if you, based on this, would if you made the net Omalalo, Vishario. Okay? Hauda osla kame, the Rabbi Lo, I'm just waiting to finish there. First comes before Omale, bois nodur. He says, did you really want to know? He says, if they wouldn't have angered me, I wouldn't have made the neder. It's all because I was angered. Take a budos. He says, then it's like where you want it. He was matir the neder. Let's take a look in the Ran now. Omale lo. Omale liba chaloch. You hear it? That Ran, very important Ran. Were you calm? Did you have were you full control? And even till now, from now going forward, you want to annul it. Hear this? That's not called regret. He doesn't say, I regret it, originally I made it. No, I understand, no, but even that, but he's going back. I regret now that originally I made it because I was angry. So that's going back to the person says, so it was okay until now. going forward, I regret I made it. But originally, I didn't regret I made it. That's not called charata. That's not charata. Why? The charata made korabino. I regret I made it because of what I'm going through today.
Right.
So I regret I made it originally. But a person says, for 3 weeks it's fine, but beyond 3 weeks, going forward, I regret for now. Oh, lo hoya libach miyushav olecha shemitoch hakas nodarter, because you were angry. Ba'achshav atotoya ala rishonos. Inami libach shoyaloch b'shosh nodarter olecha. Adayin sherotzato nidroch arachshav. Ela shmiyom zeh ve'elech atem schar omalei lo. Kloma shlo mitoch yishav das nodarti betchilo. Tichoch ani mischaret al shenodarti. Says Shari, it's permitted. Because what I'm going, I regret I ever made the neder from day one. The only time you can annul a neder is when the charata goes back from the very beginning. Even the person who holds posting charata. Why? He says, brings it phenomenal. A person comes, he wants to be matir neder. So why does he want to be matir neder? Because he had enough.
Good.
So therefore, evidently, so what? You don't have to ask questions. So what do you have to ask him? Do you regret it? Because he wanted it. Do you regret it from the very inception or from now? If it's from now, it's nothing. You have to say, if I would have known what I was going through now, I regret I ever made it originally. That's a charata to undo the neder. But a man says it was okay till now, I regret it's now going forward. That's nothing. That's what he wanted to hear. That's why he posed the question to him. He says, the Vadi came he's coming to undo the neder, so evidently he regrets it. It's not enough to say, I regret it now. You have to regret it because of now, originally. He asked them, you'd have 10 people to convince you. Gorami Pesach, v'odav micharata. That situation, it's worse than a Pesach, but it's better. Gorami Pesach, mishum lo hoyo, achshov v'yud b'nei odom, shivaisu. Presently, there aren't 10 people. The name of Pesach, ma'al yehava, shi lo hoyo de'akei, lo hoyo no there, v'odav micharata, mishum decharata greda, ena motzi shuminyin, ba'atzmo, shemachmos lo hoyo no de'bosisho, v'zeh hoyo tes. Zehoyodea ba'atzmo shilohim feislo so lohoy node v'nibtzim izbar yosesh mitoch mirus node b'shemochim mandagoras ein poschin b'charota greidos ein poschin el b'charota shim izbareres yofe umandagoras poschin b'charota hochikom ado boy pez okay kedu hotos kloma atom ischaret charota meikora loshen toy alo rishon omalo below of course sharis posch charota okay bos nodur first. Rotzato achshov nidroch elishmikan ve'elech atom scharet amalei vilo meragzenli kloma im lo higastani mitchilo bitklum hayisi no el hovadi al yidei bevadai al yidei kast fikoch and schar achshov al shnad mio. Okay, she said it should be like you want it. Okay, further. About a story. Hayitzo da ardarto librato. A woman said to her daughter, "You're off limits to me." You have to listen to the story. Also coming to Rabbi Yochanan, so the mother came before Rabbi Yochanan. She made a neder, her daughter cannot benefit from her possessions. Omar Los, he says to the mother, Ilu haviyodat, da'amrit magirtech, Allah. If you would know that your neighbors are saying, the bratoch, ilu choto, chamos bo, imo, mili dazibo, bichtilo adarte. If the mother wouldn't have seen her acting inappropriately sexually, she wouldn't have. If you would know that's what your neighbors are saying about your daughter. Okay. The reason why you abandoned your daughter is because she's acting like a slut. If you would know that's the way they're interpreting your neder. Miadarto, what have you made the neder? That this is the way it's being interpreted. Yes, it's a strong, right? Omer Eloi, lo, is if I would have known, I would have never made the neder. Right? Vishario. So he permitted it. He permitted it to her. Ran. Midli da ruya lekachti is nezev shlotieb miimo memeos and dvorim. Further, Bar Brate de Rabbi Yanai Sabo. Yeah, the son of the daughter of Rabbi Yanai Sabo. Question is the Girsu who this is. He has Rova, okay? Osla Kameh de Rabbi Yanai Sabo. The grandson came before the one who was the son of the daughter of Yanai Saba came before Amalei. Ila Aviyadado, the Poschen Pinkosech, Mashman the Wuvdoch. Mina Dart. I mean, what does a person make a netter? Meaning like this, it's a sign of being a chosid. No, a chosid, you think you're such a great tzaddik. If you would know that because you're acting like a tzaddik, what do they do? Now they can do it in order on your account in Shemayim. What have you made a neder? So he said to him, Omalei lo sharyo. He says, I wouldn't have. If I would have known that this has caused me more problems than it's worth, I would have never made a neder. I said, what? That's charota. That's charota. Omer Ababa Micro, how do we know that if a person makes a neder, they're going to do an audit on his account? Because it says, Va'achad Doram Levakir. After you make a neder, that's when they do the bikur. That's when they do the audit. Va'afal Gav the Posach, Rabbi Yanai Lei. Even though Rabbi Yanai felt that was a basis, Ano Lepaschin and Leibo. We don't use why? Because it's possible. The man says, if I wouldn't, I wouldn't. Because the truth is, maybe he would have. He would have in either case. But because he's too embarrassed to say he wouldn't have, so he's saying I wouldn't have. So we can't really trust what his statement is. So really, there is no basis to undo it. Take a look in the Ran. You think you're going to be able to withstand the netter? They open up his account, his ledger. After a person makes a neder, they start evaluating his actions. A person bezosa acher she'omer Rabbi Archona lefi shemitoch she'omer lo shechoto kol kach sheroy ledakro b'cherev shloch she'omer shemischarit api shein mischarit. Maybe really he doesn't regret it. Doesn't regret it. Okay. V'lo paschim ba'ad the omer Rabbi Archona omer Rabbi Yochanan my posach le Rabbi Gamliel lehisabo. Yeah. That the Gamliel had a pesach for the sabo. Yesh bote kimentkeres cherev v'loshen chachomi marpei. What does that mean? It's supposed to be mishlei. Kol habote roy ledokra b'cherev. A person who makes a neder, who's mavate, he articulates, he deserves to be pierced with a sword. That's what he tells him. El loshen chachom marpei. But the chachomim, they have the ability to nullify it, to annul it. So when you tell the person, like, you deserve to be cut in half. Means, if that's the case, does he really believe it? He doesn't. But he's only telling the rabbi, something. If that's the case, I didn't want it. Lo paschine ba'ado achroniso. The Otanya Reb Nosdomer. Hanode kilo bona boma. They sell. When you make a netter, it's like you built an altar. V'makaimo, and if you fulfill the netter, kilo makrov lov korban. Yeah. It's like shchutei chutz. It's like you brought a korban outside the Beis Hamikdash. So the question is, Bereisha Paschinle. If you say it's like you built a boma, there's no issue to build a boma. Yeah? So it's not so terrible. So if the man would say, I regret, we believe he means what he says. Because he didn't do any isser. Building a boma is not an isser. You got it? So therefore, there's no reason to say what he says he doesn't mean. What about you say, but it's like bring a korban shchutei chutz? Somebody says, if I wouldn't, I wouldn't. Do you really trust him? So therefore, b'seifo, Abayu paschino. Abai says, no, still, you could trust him. Rav Amar lo paschino. No, you can't trust him. If he fills the neder, let's say he says, I won't eat grapes for a week. That's like shchutei chutz. It's kilo hikriv. That's mekaimo, it's kilo hikriv. It's like you brought a korban on the boma. That's nisloraisa. No, because a tzaddik doesn't make a neder. because the Ran explains, because you mean the Torah doesn't have enough Yisur. It's like Baltosif. Torah says you're not permitted to do A, B, C, D. You mean Shasa mitzvah losa is not enough. You got to add to it. So if you built you actually just made the netter, you want to just nix it immediately. Okay, you just built the bummer, right? Before you started, I will not eat fruit for a week. And the first day you made it, you go to the Chacham. That means you still didn't fulfill it yet. The week is not up. And the man says, it's Kilo Bonabah. He says, no, I didn't realize it. We wipe it out. What about the other thing? He actually, it's already, he's fulfilled it. And he says, now I want to. If you would have known that it's like bring a kochim outside, because you shouldn't have done it. You're fulfilling something. I mean, the Surim of the Torah is not enough for you. So therefore, we don't trust him. So that's Abai says, Pasir Rav Lo Pasir. Rav Kana Masi Loho Shmaitzu B'Hadein Lishna. He said, Rav Tun Masi Lo B'Hoit. B'Seifo Lo Paschino. Everybody agrees. If he says, I fulfilled it, we don't trust him. Reisha, what about just, he made it? Abai Paschina, Abai says, you tell Kilo Bona Boma, use that as a basis. Ravam Lo Paschina. The Hilsa, what's the halacha? Hilsa Lo Paschina, Lo Bereish Lo B'Seif. We rule like Rava, like the second version. V'lo Paschinon, Behod Nami de Shmuel. Doma Shmuel, this already got it. Doma Shmuel. Shmuel says, Doma Shmuel. Hanoder, Alpha Pisha Mekayim Nikar Rosha. The person makes a netter, even if you fill it, you call it Redomer Rabavo, Micro, Chisechdal, Lindor Nedel, Liya B'Chochet. It says that if you Sechta Lindor, if you don't make a netter, you won't have a chet. Yol chadol ksif ho gisechta lindor. Uchsif hosom shem rishom chodlu roges. Yerusha chodol. Omer Rav Yosef hanamin tnino kinidrei ksherim lo maklum. It says earlier, the person says the bread should be forbidden to be kinidrei ksherim. There's no such thing as nidrei ksherim. A kosher doesn't make nedorim. Okay, kinidrei shoim neder noda bekorban. No, see, it's a Russia. So you see, a person makes a neder. What's his classification? He's a Russia. So you say to us, do you realize by making that you be considered Russia? Right? That's a basis to nullify the neder. If you would have known if you made the neder, he says, I wouldn't have made it. Well?
Regret.
Huh?
Is it like regret?
That's charota. Omer Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Omer Rav Yonason. Yeah, Dalit. Rav Yochanan. Omer Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Rav Yochanan, kol hakos, kol mine genim sholtem. A person gets angry, all levels of kenim he's subject to. Shenemar. V'hose kas mi libecho. You should remove anger from your heart. V'havi ro mi b'sorecha. You remove evil from your flesh. Vein ro el gehenim. Ro, it means, what does it mean? You remove evil from your flesh. Ro is gehenim. Shenemar kol pol Hashem l'maneu. Gam rosha liyom ro. Whatever you do, you should do for the sake of God. But the rosha, he's waiting for that day of ro. V'olood elish tachtonis shoulders bow. He's going to be affected by tachtonis. Tachtonis means hemorrhoids. Person has hemorrhoids, he's in tremendous pain continuously. Shenemar, v'nos Hashem l'cho shem, shom leiv ragos. This is when we go to Golos, God will give you an angry heart, meaning you're like agitated, an agitated heart. V'chilu neinayim, and you're hopeful. The person hopes something never happens. So what happens? The person's always antsy. The person's always waiting, it never happens. V'davo nefesh, and heartache. Ezo dav shebchalas einayim madiv nefesh. What's actually you're hoping, and it frustrates you. Haviome el tachtonis, and it's a problem. You hope it gets better, but it keeps going back and forth. Ula b'miska, listen to the story. Ula b'miska ardi Yisrael. When Ula was traveling from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael, Islavu lei trei b'nei Chuzoi badei. Two members of the Chuzoi community were traveling. Two Jews. You hear the story. Kom chad shach bil chavrei. One got angry at his friend. He took me slaughter. He cut the other guy's throat. Yeah, two Jews. One Jew cuts the other one's throat. Omale Lula, so the murderer says to Ula, yes, Avdi, did I do a good job? Did I do a good job? Omale, Ein, he said, did a phenomenal, but probably be sashchiti. Cut a little more. You know, you want to make sure the guy's dead. Cut a little more. But you hear that Ula had a certain sense of guilt. Maybe he caused the man to kill him. Because cutting a little more, maybe that ended the story. Maybe I was accomplished to the murder because I told him cut a little bit more. No. Nafshoch hitzalt. You saved your life. Meaning, for all intents and purposes, the man was dead. The man was dead. So by saying what you said, it was okay. But Kotama Rabbi Yochanan was taken aback. Michti Ksiv, it says, when we go in Bavel, we'll be in Golus, Noslcha, Shom Levragos. The Bavel Ksiv. Yeah. So here, Rabbi Yochanan originally thought this happened after they crossed the Yarden, after they crossed the Jordan. Amalei. So Rabbi Yochanan says to his Rebbe, Ula says to his Rebbe, Hayi Shaito, Hushato, Lo Avrino Yardona, we didn't cross the Yarden yet. So we're still on the Transjordan side. So since it's still considered Chutz Loretz, therefore they have the agitated heart. Hear what Rabbi Yochanan was shocked. He says, there it could happen. A Jew could be so agitated he'll kill his fellow Jew. But if you're there, sir, how is it possible? So he says we didn't cross the Jordan yet. So over here there's a Ran. The Ran says something over here. Kol Odom HaKoyes Komirush get him Sholtin Bo. The Fisha Kas maybe Lichpor Bikidus. Says a person who is angry, all levels of Gehenna will come upon him. It says because he quotes the Gemara Shabbos Kol HaKoyes Shakas maybe Lichpor Biker. A person's angry, you're out of control. You can even deny God's existence. Shenemar Kedem Perk Rebbe Lezer, the Oreg, the Meshaba Kedem Chamos. Person smashes vessels in his anger. Yek. That person seemed like an idolater. Because you never know. Guy's so out of control, he can do anything. If you wouldn't have told him that, he would have killed you. How could the man be so agitated that he'll kill his fellow? Now, the Rod says, it was not sanctified, although it has dinim of Eretz Yisrael, but it was not sanctified lavos omer, to bring the omer from there. Ulemiktas kedushos. So since it's lacking, it doesn't have an identical kedusha like Eretz Yisrael, therefore you still have the agitation there. Begova apo. Okay, further. Now it's more I got into. Omer Rabbi Barfuno kol hakoyis afilu shchina einu chashuva kenegdo. Yidus. Person who's angry, even the Shechina, he doesn't value the Shechina in his presence. Shenema Rosha could go va'apo bal yidrosh. Yeah? The Rosha, because of his degree of anger, he will not seek him out. Eida Lukim Kom Zimosa. God is not a part of his mind. It's not part of his conscience. Rabbi Yirmi B'difti Omar, Meshakech Talmudo, it causes him to forget his learning, Umosa Tipships, and it adds to his foolishness. His foolishness. Shenemar, anger is in the lap of the fools, of the heathenists. He will spread foolishness, the heathenist. A person who has anger, it's clear his failings are greater than his merits. A person who has anger, he has an abundance of defiance, sins that are defiant, pesha. If Jews wouldn't have sinned throughout history, time in the Nevi'im, we'd only have the 5 Chamoshim, v'sev Yeshua b'lvad, all the boundaries, right? Originally, they drew all the the maps of Eretz Yisrael based on Yeshua, the book of Yeshua. So we need Yeshua. It's not Musa. All the other Nevi'im is what is Musa, how the Jews failed, and the Nevi'im came, so on and so forth. So he says, if the Jews wouldn't have sinned, we'd only need 5 Chamoshim. We say, Yeshua, the fish ekra shel Yisraelu. My timer, the keeper of Chochma, Rov Kas. Why do we need so much Musa? You need the Nevi'im to rebuke them so much? The answer is because there's so much sin. You need Musa when people sin. That's what the Nevi'im. Omra Vasi, Einus Kokin. Okay, now getting back to Halacha. We'll leave this for tomorrow. It's not difficult.